LITT, there's dudes and that girl Tony. It's them finally came together. Atlanta and New Orleans, living in today's time. We lit. Air Monday 9 to 11 on the night shift. You don't wanna miss it. Got that dopest guess and we kick it. Stay lit like the night before Christmas. Tony and Duke, best in the business. Watch him get it. Go to YouTube, search IBNX Radio, the LITT Netwrk. Entertainment guarantee. Have you laughing to your because we lit. That right, we lit. You know we lit. Tony and Duke stay lit. Turn it up, they lit. Start the show, they lit.
All right, and we back for another hot week. This is Duke That's Doom.
It's your girl Tony Dominique, and it is Monday, another day, summertime. The sun is shining or not, it's actually raining here where we are. But if you are in a place where the sun is shining, hopefully you are enjoying it, living your best life. I wonder how everybody, did y'all have a good day at work today? If y'all went to work, if y'all off?
It was a slow one. I mean, the bad weather, extreme weather in my business just never really works. From being a barber to doing comedy, you know, I deal with a lot of urban culture, and we don't like to move around when it's raining or if it's snowing or the wind can't even blow too hard.
How was your weekend?
Weekend was okay. You know what I'm saying? Weekend was okay.
Okay, all right. My weekend was good as well, I guess. It was my family reunion. So you know what happens when your family coming to town. They want to do everything and anything. The only downside about when family coming to town is they want to tour everything. You like, I live here. That's just not as exciting to me as it sounds to you. And that'd be my downfall. They'd be like, oh, we need to go here, we need to go there. And I'd be like, I don't really care about
You had that back to back, didn't you?
all of that.
Didn't you have fam back to back coming town? Like a couple weekends apart?
I did not. I went to see my brother in Milwaukee last weekend.
Wasn't it a couple weekends ago they came here?
No.
Didn't your brother, wife, and everything, didn't they come here?
I mean, that was like a month or so ago. That wasn't like back to back.
Wow,
It was like back in May. She came down.
Damn, time be flying.
The beginning of May, she came down.
Time be flying.
And then I went there 4th of July weekend.
Okay.
I don't know that it was back to back.
Say no lie, I never had as many people want to come visit me as much as since I lived here.
It's something about Atlanta. Everybody want to come.
Well, they don't really want to visit you. You just happen to.
They just want to come to Atlanta.
They just come. They want to come to Atlanta, and they want to stay at your house.
I'm
to
the
cut
excuse
costs.
to come to Atlanta.
Yeah, they just want to cut costs. No, not really. They really just don't want to pay hotel fee. They really want to come.
They not. We not here.
Yeah. So.
I don't know what's going on in Atlanta, but yeah. So I had my family reunion. I also had my son. Shout out to my son who went to his first football camp of this year. We're behind y'all, but he went to his first HBCU mega camp. They had some great colleges out there: Benedict, Valdosta State, Clark Atlanta. I can't even remember all of them, but just to name a few. That was just out there. He had a good time. We got another one coming up, so you know it's time to mommy hustle, mommy grind, I guess.
Team mom.
Are you pushing for him to go to HBCU in particular?
Yeah, I am actually. I would love for him to go to HBCU. Ultimately, it's his choice, but I think he's kind of on the ride of the HBCU as well. I think all our black kids need to go and show up and show out at the HBCUs and really use their talent. That's just my take on it. So,
okay.
I think he's with it too. If not, whatever he chooses to go to, obviously I'm gonna support him and we're gonna make it do what it do.
HBCU a different experience though.
Well, yeah, I mean, for the culture, for learning about himself, meeting and having like minds of whatever. It can be a great. I went to a HBCU, so I would love for him to go to one too.
Where you went?
I went to Morris Brown.
Oh, I went to Alabama State.
That's what's up. I didn't.
HUC.
I finished.
Well, I went to HBCU. I went to HBCU. It was like Xavier in New Orleans.
You went on the campus.
Yeah.
You walked around the campus.
Yeah. When they needed some recreations.
Yeah, I was
They knew
enrolled
what
for
to
a hot couple semesters. You feel me?
I mean, sometimes all it takes is just a little dose to get you the feeling.
Just like you can go either way. You can go the good route if you stay focused, or you can go the bad route. if you stay focused. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so
Hey,
I would
it's all
love
about
for him to
focus.
go to Jackson State with Deion Sanders. That would be awesome. But
So on his IG and on your IG, are y'all tagging Dion?
so he is. I just actually tagged Deion before I came to the show on Twitter because apparently like the football wave has moved to Twitter more so than IG,
Yes.
and so yeah. So Twitter is DMing and tweeting and all that other good stuff to try to get. I put his huddle link up there so they can see his previous games and stuff, and we'll see what happens. Stay tuned. ...
Good
Hopefully
stuff.
some coaches saw him at the HBCU. I know Clark Atlanta, one of the recruiters, talked to him there. Hopefully some other coaches saw him, and then hopefully we'll get seen again when we go at the end of the month to another one.
Yeah, just tell him be careful. My little brother on that same mission right now. He was trying to go to Jackson State, but now he's trying to go to Alabama State right now and trying to walk on. But a lot of those recruiters out there, they really capping. Like they
That's what we're here for. That's what the parents are here for.
Yeah, they be telling people like we interested, and they don't be. You know what I'm saying? Like
They trying
they
to
be
block you from
folding.
somewhere else.
Yeah, it be folding and stuff. So it's like, yeah, be wary of that.
Listen, that's
It's a dirty game out there right now, man. In that college recruiting world.
he has an extremely question-asking mama, so I think he'll be.
You gotta ask a lot of
okay.
questions with your kids. You just can't just automatically assume.
I ask a lot of questions with everything. Like when people tell me some type of business or what they could do for me, I ask all type of details and questions. Like I don't take the basic face value. Like I need to know because it's always a loophole or something small or something that doesn't really benefit me in the end somewhere in there, and I need to figure it all out before I be like, oh yeah, I'm excited about it because it sounds like something I want to have. I got questions. I got a lot of questions.
But you know, that's like one lesson I learned from being out here in Atlanta. It's like you can't go into like a lot of business deals with like mutual benefiting things. You have to trick the person into thinking that they're getting over on you.
And that is definitely the game
weird.
in Atlanta.
Like, that's like weird to me, bro.
It's always that used car salesman deal.
It's like you gotta make the person that you deal with make it seem like you getting over on them for them. Like it's weird. Like I don't get that. But that's just like how the dynamic work out here. Like that's weird.
But anything I've noticed in a competitive nature, you're gonna have people like pulling the rug up under you. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have people.
Sabotage.
You know, you're gonna have people. You know, just doing different things. You know what I mean? It's crazy because I just sit back and I'll listen to some, two other comedians talk about another veteran comedian or experience, and they be like real gun-ho with like, I hate this or I hate that or whatever, right? But they don't really have no means to bring forth change to overthrow what it is that they don't like.
Yeah, like don't criticize without showing me how it can be done.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, like don't do that. That's lame, man. Like,
You know what I mean?
don't
So
just
like
hate.
one of
Hate.
one of the veteran comedians said on Facebook, he was like, "Have you ever been bumped before? Where you ready to go up, you're on the list, it was told that, verbally or whatever that you're going to do time, and somebody else comes in and they bump you. I've seen one person bump 3-4 people. I got bumped by Chris Tucker, and I watched him do work, and I was just like, I couldn't be mad. I had to respect. It was Chris Tucker. Now, when I watched it, I was like, I wasn't really crazily overly impressed. In that moment, I think he was just getting his tour started, so he was going around trying to work whatever room he can. And when somebody like that, you're gonna trump a Duke Desden. You know what I'm saying? Who's a Duke Desden? No one knows, right? So,
Yeah.
I was telling dude, I was like, man, you just can't be upset. Yeah, of course, yeah. But I was like, you can't just be upset with it. You just gotta understand that's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? I look at that like, I'm gonna make it make me better. I'm gonna allow that to get better. Same
Because there's
thing.
gonna be some day that somebody else is a Duke that's doing that you are
Right.
now, and they getting bumped for
me.
the original Duke Dad.
You see what I'm saying? And same thing for, people who feel like your comedy or your jokes are being stolen. And I had to tell one dude, because a dude actually, I'm not gonna say his name, is a comedian on a local circuit. He's not really that funny, but I know him, and he felt the need to want to tell me that I'm taking his joke. you know. And I was like, wow, that's crazy, because that's just not my style, right? And I'll say, okay, well, tell me your joke. And he told me the joke, and I was like, that don't have nothing to do with my joke. The only thing we got in common in the two jokes is we both say Captain Morgan. That's it. Like, that's the mention of a joke. I take it in a different direction. He takes it in a total different direction. And he's like, yo, you got my Captain Morgan joke. I was like, that's crazy that you even say that. But when we first talked about it, it was just kind of like, all right, whatever. I just blew it off. And I didn't realize that he really was hot about it. I was like, damn, that's crazy, you know? But not just being hot, he went around and was telling different people that we know, yeah, Duke run around taking my joke, and, you know, he need to write his own stuff and this. I was like, that's crazy, you know what I'm saying? Because it's not even an equal as far as, in my opinion, quality of comedy. And I've never been a person that was shy to say somebody's funny as shit or not that funny or whatever. So, you know, I just don't think he's like that funny. He can get to that point, but at this point, nah. So it kind of blew my mind when he was like, I took his joke. But even with that, I've heard a comedian that's 12 years in the game, I think, maybe longer than that. And he said a joke similar to mine. I had to sit back and watch it, and I was like, whoa, sounds very similar. But I had to really, you know, get myself focused and say, you know what, write the joke better, make it better. You know, make it so when people hear his version and hear your version, make it better. You know what I'm saying? So I think a lot of times it's just a maximum accountability and just figuring out how you can overcome that emotion, because it's just an emotion. You know what I'm saying?
And with all that, did you have something you wanted to add to that?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, I just heard a quote like recently, like I forgot where I heard. I think it was on like a YouTube video, and basically they was saying like, it's no idea that's like new.
Nothing new under the sun.
Yeah, somebody done thought about that idea before. Right. You know what I'm saying? So the whole point of like art, and you know, comedy is art. Being creative is, you know, making art. The whole point of art is taking what inspires you, and you get inspired by others' ideas, right? But the whole thing is to make it your own. You see what I'm saying? And like, that's where people kind of miss the ball at with, because they take a similarity between something, because sometimes people ideas, they pull from the same ideas, and they miss the fact that, you know, making it your own.
I mean, we pretty much, for the most part, a lot of us, especially if you come out of a certain, like if you're a suburban kid or if you're an urban kid, you come out of the same environment. So you'll kind of have some of the similar experiences. It's just going to navigate how you deliver the joke a little bit different.
Well, we got a lot of show to go through, and we could talk about this all day, I'm sure. But let's go ahead and at least play the first song of the evening, which is Family First by Deuce Deuce.
We lit. We lit!
Next 100. This new music. Right now. Pull some of that bass out.
I can look you in your eyes and tell me, baby, you want it. Tell me, baby, you want it. I never leave you lonely. I never leave you lonely. I will never leave you lonely. I will never leave you. You the ride or die chick, come on, man. I can look you in your eyes and tell me, baby, you want it. Tell me, baby, you want it. I never leave you lonely. I never leave you lonely. I will never leave you lonely. I will never leave you. You the ride or die chick, come on, man. You the ride or die chick, come on, man. Yeah, you the ride or die chick, come on, man.
I've been searching near and far, you the one that caught my eye the most. So let's take advantage of this moment, girl. Pour up a glass, baby, and let's have a toast. See, you been there for me like no other. Kept my head straight, never lied like the mother suckers. And for that, I'm forever grateful. This ain't no lust thing, see, I'm trying to date you. Got a nigga feeling like fuck them other bitches. Me and you against the world, Bonnie and Clyde. Trying to get to a million, Jay-Z and Beyonce. I'm talking sky's the limit, Will and Jayla, let's make a family. In other words, baby, I would never leave you lonely. Stay down when I was on my dick, a true ride or die. Yes, you will, shawty, you ride her, and she ride for me.
I can look you in your eyes and tell me, baby, you want it. Tell me, baby, you want it. I never leave you lonely. I never leave you lonely. I will never leave you lonely. I will never leave you. You the ride or die chick, come on, man. I can look you in your eyes and tell me, baby, you want it. Tell me, baby, you want it. I never leave you lonely. I never leave you lonely. I will never leave you lonely. I will never leave you. You the ride or die chick, come on, man. You the ride or die chick, come on, man. Yeah, you the ride or die chick, come on, man.
Shawty hold me down, she a real rider. Right or wrong, she gon' be right beside me. Work, cook, clean, go to school professional. Say shawty on her business attire. Lady in the streets, freak in the sheets. She DTF and that's all for me. She kept it 100 since day one. Better than these niggas, I call my day ones. She's not with the gossip and the bullshit. Keep her circle tight like a closed fist. Say what's real, no sugarcoating. And she ain't with the bragging or the boasting. She the baddest of flyers, if you know what I mean. And she all about the money, yeah I mean. She the baddest of flyers, if you know what I mean. Shorty a rider and she ride for
I can look you in your eyes and tell me, baby, you want it. Tell me, baby, you want it. I'll never leave you lonely. I'll never leave you lonely. I will never leave you lonely. I will never leave you. You the ride or die chick, come on, man. I can look you in your eyes and tell me, baby, you want it. Tell me, baby, you want it. I'll never leave you lonely. I'll never leave you lonely. I will never leave you lonely. I will never leave you. You the ride or die chick, come on, man. You the ride or die chick, come on, man. Yeah, you the ride or die chick, come on, man. You the ride or die chick, come on, man. Yeah, you the ride or die chick, come on, man. For real.
If there's something hot to talk about, whatever it is, you know that we gon' put it out here on Tony's Hot Tea Topics. Tony's Hot Tea Topics tonight.
All right, lovers and losers, I am only going to hit you with 4 news briefs out here on the Tony's Hot Tea Topic, and it's going to be quick. So, first thing on the list is Kyle Massey. You know him best from That So Raven. He is facing felony charges for allegedly sending porn pictures to a 13-year-old girl. But then he misses his court date in Washington, D.C. So now, not only is he facing felony charges, he now has a warrant out for his arrest. So if y'all see him out partying, y'all might want to step back because they coming for him. Just in case y'all didn't know. I don't know if he's still... Something about them Disney kids, they keep getting stuck in that realm where they just be going crazy for a minute. Some of them come out of it and some of them don't. I mean, I'm trying to figure it out. What's going on?
I think when you're around a lot of crazy things and you don't have enough, I don't say they don't have guidance, but if you're just not allowed to do things at a young age, you get to a certain point, you're like, man, I feel like I missed something. You know what I'm saying? Like, you feel like you missed something.
I think it's more so that people, they was a part of a sick industry at a young age. You know what I'm saying? So things became normal to them that's not really normal. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but it was supposed to be
normal.
Disney. They weren't supposed to be
but you know, you seen the stories about what goes on in Disney cartoons and stuff, man. Like, they look, you know, like, yeah, like, it ain't all innocent.
I just be feeling some type of way because it seemed like, I'm not saying that Nickelodeon kids don't have the same struggles, but them kids that was on Nickelodeon seem a little more stable.
But it's before Nickelodeon and Disney. Like, look at Screech and Saved by the Bell. Like, it's childhood stardom. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, what about Corey Spelling? What about Corey Spelling?
Home Alone, Macaulay Culkin.
He been saying it for a while.
He wasn't even on a TV show. He was on a movie, and he still, you know, didn't.
Well, you also got to be a quality parent. I'm not gonna say they have non-quality parents, but it's just some things you allow your kids to get into it. You like when they were saying Britney Spears and her dad and how she couldn't have kids and she couldn't do this and she couldn't do that. Like, it's some greedy kids. I mean, some greedy parents out here that really would do anything to sacrifice their kids. So,
well, I don't feel like no kid should be separated from their parent to go and do anything.
I don't think that either.
You know what I'm saying?
If you're a minor, you need to be with an adult at all times.
Yeah, be with someone. But that's the stuff, the kind of conversation I have. You know, with my daughter, mother, my mom, or whatnot. You know, it's just my daughter does gymnastics. If she's going to excel in it, somebody got to quit their job. Because I'm not saying
Y'all
I go
can work. I'll quit my job.
But see, look, I understand
Like, for real.
that, but some people don't.
Y'all can work. Y'all
Everybody
like
not good people, right? So everybody don't have good mothers and dads. Like, they don't have good people for mothers and dads, right? So sometimes when they get in their position, they get in their position to try to, take advantage and
get some money.
be slimy. Not even to get money. It's like slimy, like, just to do, like.
But I'm saying, if you put your child in the industry, you're doing it for money. Like, you're doing it for money, and with the money comes the craziness with it. Some people can't handle the money. They want the fame. They want the extra. They want to, and so it spirals obviously out of control. But the original reason that you put your child out there is, I want the money. I want to be rich. I want the house, the car, the whatever that comes with the fame and entertainment. And my kid has the talent, so I'm gonna milk it until I can't milk it no more. It don't matter if my child is happy, sad, about to die, going crazy, losing their mind, whatever that benefits me, I'm gonna get it until I can't get it no more. It's almost like an addiction and a drug, a sickness most times.
Well, that's for the parent. That's for the parent that is vicariously living through their child. You have some parents that just like, my like you said on the tail end, my child is very talented. So I can have him in church plays doing this, but this child is much better than this. You know what I'm saying? If you're using your child as a resource, and just like mothers that get child, what they call it, child support. I think we had this conversation before, I'm not sure, but I talked to somebody about if a woman gets child support and she gets a car, she has a right to do that. They need a car. The child needs a car to get around. Now, she could easily get an Ultima. She don't have to get the C-Class Benz.
Well, it depends. Is your child talent worth a C-Class Benz?
No, what I'm saying, I'm just saying just generally utilizing the child as a resource.
The child need luxury. The child want luxury life.
No, they don't. You see what I'm saying? So that's the thing where it's like, okay, let's be reasonable, let's be logical.
But who determines what's reasonable for
the collective? Whoever's making those decisions on the child. Everybody's different. You know what I'm saying? And where you come from and your circumstance.
I feel like everybody's lifestyle should be the same. Like if you're living a life where your child, can't even talk, where you have like super over the top stuff, even if it doesn't benefit me, your child should have that on both sides of the spectrum.
I agree with that. But I also don't feel like, you need to go lavish and I have to pay for that.
I don't believe you should pay. Like, you shouldn't have to buy me clothes and my own shoes and my weave and all that stuff. It shouldn't. But if it's something that directly is the experience of your child, if it's you got a E-Class, whatever, we getting one for this child so they can ride in the E-Class wherever they at. You know what I'm saying? If you have the top clothes and whatever, your child, I may not have. Obviously, I don't need to have it for myself unless I work my own money and can, afford it for myself. But my child need to dress nice.
I disagree. The clothes part, I'm kind of with you, right? But the car aspect, my child don't have to ride in the Benz. If you can only afford an Ultima, if you can only afford a Maxima, if you can only afford something
I can afford more because child support is there.
But I understand what y'all saying, but that entitlement thing is what's wrong with the whole country right now.
All right, now what about everything?
Why
now
are we so entitled?
So let's say if I'm giving
why
you $400.
Why you gotta be entitled to a Mercedes Benz versus
Sterling,
a Ford?
check this out. Let's say if I'm giving you $400, right? Say I'm giving you $400 or $500. That's like $125 a week. I'm giving you $500, right?
A week.
A week? No, $125 a week, which collectively is $500 monthly, right?
I got you.
You would max that out, or you would take $300 of that to put towards a car note? Because the Benz is going to be at least less than
if you're giving me $500, it's not even a conversation of getting a Benz, because that's not. I'm talking about like the celebrity status kids.
Okay.
Like if you're giving me $500 a month, no, that doesn't. You don't even have a Benz.
But this is what I'm saying.
I mean, you might, but I'm saying.
What does that do? What does that do to that kid, right? When he grows up and thinks he's 16 with a Benz, right?
I'm glad.
But he doesn't have the income to support that Benz.
Listen. I'm glad you have that feeling. I'm glad y'all had that feeling. I want y'all to hold on to that. Hold on to those thoughts. Make your notes. Write it down. Write it down because I got another moment that I want y'all to reiterate all this. But next on the Tony T topic, Chris Brown is back in the news because he has back-to-back lawsuits. So his latest one is his song Privacy. I know y'all all like it. Y'all be bumping it, riding with it. Well, it is said that it is sampled from another song from back in 1997 called Tighten Up Skirt. So you know that part where he said, I don't even know the exact words, but hey young girl with a tighten up skirt, I'm about to lose something. I really don't know the words to Chris Brown song, but it's like the little beat or whatever, that little melody part right there where he's saying the tighten up skirt or whatever. Well, there's a song called Tighten Up Skirt, and it's like he says in Chris Brown's song, he kind of give it that like Jamaican flair vibe, where the song is like a Jamaican type song. So the guy is saying that look, that's his song, and he is being sued for that. But then he's also being sued for the lady that said, Chris Brown slapped off her weave. And then
shout out to Chris Breezy for slapping old wig off.
Anytime a wig come out, bro, is immediately hilarious. Bro.
Hey, listen, I've been there, bro. Recently we went out, and sometimes, ladies, I'm gonna just tell y'all, maybe y'all need to buy the chin strap with the wig.
A chin strap? What?
You know what I'm saying? Just to keep that thing tied down good, cause y'all be parting ways with y'all hair, man.
That's horrible. And also, he's being sued by his housekeeper, who says that his dog attacked her, and that he allegedly, euthanized the dog to get rid of the evidence. I don't know what's going on with Chris Brown.
Humans so money hungry.
I don't know.
But I also could say sometimes, every now and then you just got to clean house,
Yeah.
You got to shake the bush, let the dead leaves fall, and then you got to intricately get in there and just pick out. You got to clean house, because he's having too many situations. Well, a year ago he had a situation with some chick, right? Said somebody she got assaulted by him at his house for some type of video shoot or something, right?
Oh yeah, she
that's been about a year and a half ago, just before COVID.
Well, first of all, we have to really understand that Chris Brown already admitted he has anger issues back from when he was dealing with Rihanna.
Right.
He's probably still dealing with those same issues. So if y'all are in Chris Brown's space, knowing this man has anger issues and he dealing with it, whether he go to counseling or not go to counseling, we don't really know what he do behind the scenes. Why are you hanging out with Chris Brown?
You know the funny part about people that got anger issues? It's most times people that probably never had their ass whipped for real.
Well,
I want to say that.
Chris Brown said he went through some stuff. Like on his video, I wish I remembered it, but he said he was dealing with some stuff. His dad used to beat his mom or something like that, and that was something he had and seen throughout his life, and he was dealing with all of that. But again, my point is, if someone is this type of person, why be in their space?
I like Chris Brown too, man. I think he's very talented.
I like Chris Brown too, but I'm probably not gonna try to date Chris Brown because I don't know what all his triggers are. People have triggers. You know what I'm saying? Some deal with them great, some don't. So it just take one time for you to hit that bad trigger, and now he's slapping your weave off, or you done got him irritated, and y'all in a video.
But that's alleged that everything is true. Like everything that come out in the media, is not true. You know what I'm saying? He getting sued, so
it's not. But that's like saying allegedly. Back in the day, allegedly they were saying R. Kelly was doing A, B, C, and D.
Nah, he was on video.
That was a bit different,
I'm saying,
and then he had the mold on his back. He would put the tattoo on top. Then he tried to blame it on his brother.
But I'm saying, even
his brother like, hell nah, I don't touch kids.
The point that I'm making is, even with all that out there, people were still trying to work with R. Kelly, be with R. Kelly, leave their kids with R. Kelly. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So if even all of it can't be wrong. I don't know. I like Chris Brown. I like his music. I'm probably not gonna cancel Chris Brown because I ain't cancel R. Kelly. I'm sorry. Good music is good music. But if there's a group, an abundance of alleged lists.
Hey, you know what? You know what's crazy?
Because that's like sheep. You know what I'm saying? Thought like.
Hey, let me throw this at you. Let me throw this at you.
Thought, you feel me? Like just because you throw this. Everybody thinks he does.
Well,
this.
The Rihanna thing wasn't real. There's video, there's footage, or whatever. You at least have one thing to go by, even if you don't have video or nothing else.
I don't want to comment on that because that's.
But look, I'm gonna say this though, and this is the thing that I think is funny when you had said the whole cancel R. Kelly and that thing. And whatever, if you want to cancel somebody, that's totally fine. But it was some chick that came into the shop and we was playing Kells on one of them days a couple weeks back. And she was like, oh, nah, I can't even be in here, and she wasn't really serious because she sat down, got her haircut, but she was just kind of like, y'all listen to that, I can't believe y'all. And she saw my daughter's picture. She's like, you got a whole daughter and all this other shit. And, I was like, well, I mean, shit, you still call yourself an American, and America is known historically to be one of the worst places. Historically, based off their actions, the people that founded the place, the people that built this thing up and put other people to work to build it up and didn't give them they just do and still don't. But we still call ourselves American with a sense of pride. So it's like you ain't canceling America. You know what I'm saying? You don't cancel Caucasian people.
You can't cancel.
You don't cancel Bill Gates products.
You feel me? Like
You don't cancel
Martin Luther King, right?
You know,
he was a good, but everybody know they say he was a womanizer, right? Y'all don't cancel him. You see what I'm saying? But
and on that note, I'm gonna go ahead because I'm not dealing with y'all on this today. I'm gonna go ahead and get my last two things out for Tony Hot Tea Topic.
We just saying, we can't just cancel everybody just cause.
I'm gonna go ahead and keep my last two things out. We're gonna get our great, wonderful guest in here so she can have her time, reclaiming her time. Next on the list, Trick Daddy. Trick Daddy is in the news after a video of him having an altercation with a young woman outside the club. Surfaced. They say the people say, you know, the people that was out and about and around said that he paid for some young ladies to get into the club, and then he felt some type of way where they didn't want to chill with him once they got in the club. So, you know, he had some words to say to her, and it was a back and forth for that. I don't know, Trick Daddy going through. He already saying Beyonce and Jay-Z ain't got no talent. Now he out here fighting with women outside the club.
Trick Daddy is tripping.
Trick Daddy remind me of a super old Bootsy. Like Bootsy always doing the extreme stuff on the internet, and then Trick Daddy always saying something crazy or dealing I wouldn't be surprised if that was like his uncle. Like they got the same vibes to me.
Trick just from the hood.
Yeah, he is.
They just never left the hood.
It's embedded in them. They never. It's like they are grown men that's kind of stuck in a 22-year-old mindset as far as how they move and the things they do. I actually just watched Tootie Raw interview. You know what I'm saying? And it's Boosie's son, and they sound just like his dad. He 18. You know, they ask him the questions, and it's like, there's no difference. It's like listening to a 18-year-old and then listening to a 30-something or however old Boosie may be. It's kind of like you're hearing the same version, but that's how the thing is now. Everybody wants to be that one version and character of a person. You know what I'm saying? It's like you got older chicks dressing like they 22, and you got 22-year-olds dressing like they 22. You got grown men running around here looking like they 27.
Like they 22. It's like, what?
You know what I'm saying? And then you got 16-year-olds trying to dress like they 22.
That's what I'm saying. Like it's all 4-5 generations. But you got the grandmas dressing like they 20.
But it's the same thing for men though. You got men running around here. Like if you could take a 25-year-old, 35-year-old, and maybe a 43-year-old.
It's worse with men. They're
kind of all looking like.
When Taylor Swift came out with "I'm Feeling 22," everybody just kind of stuck with it. Okay, I got you. I feel you.
But that's the vibe.
I don't want to be 22 again. But last but not least,
that 22-year-old youth was something. It came without a nap. Like for real, 22-year-old youth came without a nap.
I don't want to be the 22-year-old me again.
Okay,
that's not who I want to be.
Okay, you was wild at 22. You was.
I don't want to go back to that.
Little off the chain, little college wild. Was you college wild?
That ain't where I want to be in my life.
Was you girl trip wild? Was you
coyote ugly wild? It wasn't smart. It wasn't smart, Tony. You know what I'm saying? Like that.
She wasn't well collected, huh?
It wasn't. It's not the me that I want to be or wanted to. Like that's just not where I want to go. But ending Tony topics on a good, positive, happy, love note. Shout out to Martin Lawrence's daughter and Eddie Murphy's son. They are a couple, Jasmine Lawrence and Eric Murphy. They are a good couple, blending the comedy, love, and family together. They're not married, but you know, let's see where that goes. You know, stay tuned. ... Congratulations to them both. Let's see that has. You know, I like a good love story, so you know, hopefully this builds something great. And they build like a comedy.
Because Eddie got like 17 kids, right?
Martin Lawrence got a good bit too, though.
But you know what, though? Like each other.
But you.
The rumors that they didn't like each other after life.
I don't know. I didn't hear that.
I haven't heard that either.
But I can tell you something though. No, they didn't do no work after Life. Life was, I think Life was the only thing that they
never did together.
Yeah, they worked together. I know Martin did say in the interview he was just like working with Eddie. He was like, bro, trying to keep up comedically. You know what I mean? With that guy, he was like, it's very tough. You know what I'm saying? He's like, it's very tough because he gets into a character and he really sells the character. He
embodies the character.
Like when you see Eddie in character, you say he embodies the character. He really sells you that character. When you see Martin in character, you like, oh, look at Martin playing a character. You still entertained, but he ain't selling you Jerome. You don't look at Jerome as this entity. It looked like him playing a Jerome.
Yeah, like Martin playing Shanae.
When you see Eddie in Nutty Professor, each character
is his own.
You know, the tone of voice, how he changed it. It's just the eyes, the looks. It's all the mannerisms. Like he has that. And it's something about being able to sell that character as a character. Like I looked at the Clumps like a family I seen somewhere. You know, Martin didn't quite give me that. But then Martin was also slapstick comedy. in his sense of, you know, his Martin television show. But I like both of them. I think they're both great in comedy.
I think so too. So I mean, let's see what this love vibe brings. Hopefully, it's something positive.
What if Martin and Eddie did a life TV series?
I don't know. We'll see.
That would be dope. Where they're kind of like mentors for guys that's getting out of jail, you know, type of thing. They old school guys and did their time, and they got to deal with the modern kids today. That would be so funny. Because older people, they just want to get out the way. They don't even want to deal with the young people. They don't understand them. The music is this mumble. They just don't get it. You know what I'm saying? So I just think a spinoff of that would be probably pretty dope to have those two guys.
All right. Well, we got our wonderful guest coming in, and we're going to play the next song while we transition to that, and that's going to be Alea, Pressure.
We lit!
Next 100 runs the new joints first.
I think I want some pressure. Give me that pressure, baby. Please. It's in my body, beating my mind. You're giving me what I like all the time. And I don't worry, my skin is glowing. I'm feeling high on you. I don't know if maybe I should, but now I'm thinking maybe I'm good. I want to get to know you. My body's waiting for you. For you to give me that pressure. Don't stop, don't stop, don't stop. Give us that pressure, baby. Pressure. Don't stop, don't stop. You know I love that pressure. Don't stop, don't stop. Give us that pressure, baby. Pressure.
Pressure, baby.
Don't stop.
Yeah, alright. I feel like rocking with you, like Michael them. Knocking the boots in your freak me boots, can I get in? I'm just trying to make the night stay young, can I pretend? It was fake for your hips to shake, it's not a sin. DJ getting grown and sexy with the spins. Only make it right to dance like more than friends. If only for the night, that's fine, can we begin? The pressure gon' be heavy whenever we get it in.
Maybe I should, but now I'm thinking maybe I should. I wanna get to know you. My body's waiting for you. For you to give me that pressure. Don't stop, don't stop. Give us that pressure, baby. Pressure.
Gon' hop up on me.
Giving me that pressure, you know I love that
Pressure on me.
Don't stop, don't stop, don't stop. Give us that pressure, baby. Pressure.
Gon' hop up on me.
Giving me the pressure, baby.
Alright. Yeah. Oh, I like that.
Pressure, you gon' hop up on me.
Yeah, that's it. Oh, yeah.
Pressure, 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 baby.
Yeah, that's that pressure, baby.
This is real.
Pressure, baby.
And you know you never have to worry, 'cause you know I am behaving. Sipping on my crown and coke, just waiting on you, baby. Tell me you can handle this, that you can be a man with this, that you can always please me. You will always need me. Never have to worry, 'cause you know I am behaving. Sipping on my crown and coke, just waiting on you, baby. Tell me you can handle this, that you can be a man with this, that you can always please me. You will always need me.
Lately I've been cutting all my losses. Ain't no squares when your circle full of bosses. Had to get rid of excuses and the nonsense. When you get into it, gotta keep your arms length. Boy, be cautious, I'm cutting all my losses. Ain't no squares when your circle full of bosses. Had to get rid of excuses and the nonsense. When you get into it, gotta keep your arms length. Boy, be cautious. Kurt, what you know about a meal? I was working on it 10 years ago when I'm working on it still. Getting real tired, dream about it, now it's time I make it feel real. Hit a couple bumps and I rewrite it, now I'm on the right trail. Shipping clothes at the mail, working 5 jobs still. I'm designing myself, besides Instagram I'm stealth. I'd rather work on wealth. I hop in my bag, I'm getting established. Money been growing like radish. It's some models in my inbox. I think shorty is a catfish. Don't got a problem with passing. I ain't been chasing the status. Niggas be chasing these bras just for the clout. Who is the saddest? Niggas be looking at me like I ain't the GOAT. Niggas need glasses. I've been cutting all my losses. Ain't no squares when your circle full of bosses. Had to get rid of excuses and the nonsense. When you get into it, gotta keep your arms length. All my losses. Ain't no squares when your circle full of bosses. Had to get rid of excuses and the nonsense. When you get into it, gotta keep your arms length. But be cautious.
My verses like the word. Tongue get sharp just like a sword. Text your nigga, I be bored. Catching flights, we move forward. Yeah, I need B, I got the honey. Drip on niggas, sticky yummy. And I'm popping, pussy talking, bank rolls, I'm telling what you offering. And I'm boss, bitch, Khalees. Make your niggas sign the lease. Bitch, I'm bad to say the least. Get in and out Airbnbs. Y'all need be the fucking choice. Get it wet, the super moist. Cake, that body real. Ass so fat, come Copperfield.
Lately, I've been cutting all my losses. Ain't no squares when your circle full of bosses. Had to get rid of excuses and the nonsense. When you get into it, gotta keep your arms length. Boy, be cautious. I'm cutting all my losses. Ain't no squares when your circle full of bosses. Had to get rid of excuses and the nonsense. When you get into it, gotta keep your arms length. But be cautious.
Atlanta's home for hip hop and R&B.
Oh, they're the bomb. They got it going on.
Next 100.
My station.
It's your favorite.
ATL's
My favorite
Next
station.
100.
Turn that.
Next 100.
Back, y'all. See, y'all don't know these behind the scenes stuff that we be talking about. We got Latrice Nicole in here, in the building, a phenomenal actress, and you know, she's been doing some great, wonderful things out here. She's okay. Let's play that music. Hey. You know what I'm saying? That's how the music feel about me. Like, okay, get to the point. My bad. Okay, sorry. But yes, and you just started your film company, right?
I did.
You did. So
What's the name of it?
White Street Films.
Where did that name come from?
Well, this white streak in front of my head is real. It's my birthmark all my life.
White streak. I didn't see it.
You didn't
Because
see
you
it?
have braids on.
Yeah, but it's there. It's definitely there.
Right up in there? Okay.
Yeah, it's there.
White streak. Okay.
Yep. And it runs in my family.
Really?
So,
How many people have that?
child,
how many?
Yeah.
I don't know. No, it's a lot.
Like in your saying, your family, how many people have the white streak in your
she's
family?
saying it's a
it's
lot.
a lot.
Like
It's that many?
it's from generation to
Yeah,
generation.
it go
She
back to
has
my-
it. Her grandma have it. Her great grandma have it.
Yeah.
Aunties, uncles, kid, her kid.
So, how many siblings, how many, brothers and sisters do you have?
I just have a twin from my mom, and me and her have it. However, my twin, her kids, none of them got the white streak, but I have 2 that have the
Two
white
kids.
streak. Yeah.
Same spot,
And
right there?
my middle child didn't get it. Yep, it's right in the same spot.
Y'all identical or fraternal?
Fraternal. People
That's
think
dope,
we
though.
lying when we say we twin. They be like, let me see your life.
No, I have 2 cousins.
Do she have?
That's like that. They're girls. Danielle and Dewan, and they're fraternal. They don't look nothing alike.
Short, tall, dark skin, light skin.
Do she got the white strip though?
Mm-hmm.
That's
Yep.
tight.
That's crazy how DNA just passes through.
Yeah.
You know, from like hereditary stuff. You know, from birthmark or height.
That's
and
how I
things
feel
like
about
that.
dimples in my family. Like everybody in my family has dimples, but me. I'm like,
You be trying to smile and get yours in.
I'm like that is just no, because that hurts your face. I'm not finna do all that. It's too much. I just settled myself and just was like, okay, I just don't have.
But I feel like that with height. A lot of the men in my family are at least like out of all my grandparents, grandchildren, out of the males, I'm the shortest.
Really?
Yeah. Because my cousin's
always something.
like 6 feet. I got another cousin 6'2". My uncle 5'11". My dad 6'1".
How tall are you?
I'm 5'10". And that's because my
He's
dad.
gonna be like 5'5".
Nah, well, my dad bred with my mom's, and my mom's side of the family is super short. My grandfather was 5'6", and my grandmother was 4'11".
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
So I balanced out average guy height. You know, it's cool.
You could have been 5'6".
He could have been 5'4" or 4'11".
Let me tell you something.
Or
Listen, I'm gonna say something.
4'11".
I'm gonna say something.
Ain't nothing wrong with
The people that I've met who's been
Just
the people
saying.
I've met who has been under like 5'9", 5'8", like guys that consider short men. They were either Napoleon complex guys, the more shorter ones, or they were super turnt when it comes down to like personality.
Okay.
It was an extreme.
Hyper.
Yeah, like they was just magnetic personality.
Which
They
one
over
am I,
there.
bro?
Huh?
Say which one am I? Because I'm definitely a short.
No, I don't think you got the complex like that. You know what I'm saying? I haven't noticed that.
Yeah, like we don't.
You're pretty chill out.
I mean, I
you know what
guess
I'm saying?
now that you mention it, we realize that you are short, but it's not like one of those things like you.
But
lead
then
with
again,
the
I haven't
shortness.
seen you outside of this setting much, so I gotta see you when you're macking the chick. I gotta
You're probably
see you.
hyper.
You know, I gotta see you. Probably. I don't know.
He's like he be turned up.
I'm T.
You know what I'm saying? I be catching him on his live and stuff like that when he be doing this thing. So he still be kind of chill, but I got to see him in a certain environment.
You got to see him without the influence, like with his natural sober.
Well, some people just, some people stay baked.
Some
people stay baked.
We are always natural with the herbs, you know.
Oh my goodness.
see
Okay,
that, huh?
so what was the first thing you started? Was acting the first
Yeah.
journey for you?
Yep. I started acting when I was like maybe 10 or 11. My mom is a playwright in Ohio.
Okay.
So I kind of got like threw into it. Because
Babe, go on and play this part right quick.
Go, yeah, right. Literally, that's what happened because somebody didn't show up. Tris, I need you. Come on over here. I'm like, okay. And I knew all the lines. And she was like, oh wow, she's pretty good. And I realized like, oh, this is fun. I want to do that again. So it continued from there. And I was writing even as a kid though. So I don't know. Maybe writing started, but I still ran from writing. I ran to acting, but I ran from writing.
Got it.
Because I didn't want to write. It was like I wrote because I wanted to get my feelings out or my thoughts out, and that was just it. And then one day my college professor come over and said, hey, can you stay behind? Sure. I'm thinking I done did something on the paper, you know. Well, I know you're in school for chemistry and biology, and in my mind I wanted to be a doctor. She said, but you need to be a writer. I laughed at that lady. I said, I'm not being a writer. Take your papers and thank you. I appreciate it.
I'm just trying to pass the class, ma'am.
Well, let me ask you, why do you think it's difficult for us to see ourselves in the true light and other people able to see something else that we miss?
I think because we be in it. Sometimes it's easier to step out to look at something versus when you're actually in it.
Right.
And you don't really realize your gifts or your talents until somebody really point it out. You just don't.
I think it's the fear of failing. I
wasn't scared of failing to write. I just didn't want to write.
It just wasn't fun to you at that moment?
No, I did it because it was like I wrote when I was mad or when I was sad. So I didn't really realize it.
Right, so like, would it be one of those things where it's like, I use this and in the space, like you said, when you're mad or when you're trying to get something out, like I use this in not a negative space, but like in a not the most fun and exciting space.
Right.
This is when I'm doing, and I don't want to stay in that space. So
it's
writing
a vent. It's like
writing wouldn't be the fun part
it's
of
a
it
vent.
because it's
You
like
just,
it's my release.
Yep, it was a release. So I didn't look at it as like a craft or a gift or anything because I wasn't really trying to tell nobody the stories that I was writing. It was for me to keep and let out and just hide in the floorboards of the house. It wasn't for everybody to read and know what was going on.
So you feel like your writing talent wasn't really cultivated, brought it. Well, I'm trying to figure out the right word for it, but pretty much like groomed. You know how you groom somebody up to be like a princess. You groom her up all the way up from birth to be a princess. So you teach her all of the ways of the queen. Like, honestly, you don't think your writing was like actually, you know what I'm saying?
I think it gotten better, yes. But I also think that it was just in me. I come from a family of writers and didn't know it.
Okay.
Like my great grandmother was a poet and writers and authors. My grandmother, I got aunts and uncles. They just wrote, and I didn't know that people had all these books out or they wrote these plays. Or
The streak is the gift of the writer.
Blame it on it.
But you know what though? When you say that, it just makes me think about how important it is to bridge the gap between the youth of your family and the elder of your family. I grew up around a pretty nice sized village. So I was able to see, older men and women and then listen to stories and listen to my uncle I never met who was like this type of person, and finding out I had an uncle who was a humanitarian. I had an uncle who was into, he was an author. Well, I ain't gonna say uncle, but I had like a cousin or something.
We got cousins, we say uncles.
Yeah, so, it just...
If
and
they
then,
old, they young.
They uncle.
And then for me, finding out that I had, like, the Haitian blood, from my grandfather's side, and it's like, wow, you start really connecting a lot of dots. You start answering questions that you had that you're wondering about yourself. Like, why do I do this? Like, I used to always wonder, why do I care? Why can't I not care like everybody else? And my auntie was like, God didn't, she didn't make you to not care. You know what I'm saying? She didn't use the word humanitarian. She didn't use the word, what's the people that kind of fight for other people? Philanthropist. She didn't use those words. But as I got older, I realized I had that spirit. It's like, I hate bullies. You know what I mean? And I'm like, it used to bother me to a point where I can't sit around and watch somebody just torture somebody emotionally. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even watch fights growing up. Like World Star on it. What I want to watch a fight for? That ain't got nothing to do with me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
But everybody don't have that.
But you got a lot of people that's tuned into that. They want to see somebody downfall. They want to feel better on somebody else's misfortune. You know what I'm saying? So, I think a lot of times now kids just don't have the ability, the way the dynamic of family is set up to be able to be under elders.
Yeah. I think also learning your family and the line and the history and knowing that your aunts and your uncles and your grandmas and your great grandmas and your grandfather and knowing, what happened on your mother's side and your father's side is great. Mainly because, one, I don't have any of that.
Wow.
I don't have any of that. I don't know my mom's side of the family like that. And I kind of know my dad's side of the family, kind of, depending on how you look at it. But even then, like, I'm older and I'm asking questions and trying to figure it out. All of my grandparents have passed. So I can't go to my grandparents and say, hey, well, what about this and what about that? And we just had my family reunion and we found my great-grandmother on my mom's side's birth certificate. I didn't even know my great-grandmother's name until I just saw her birth certificate.
What was her name?
Her name is Charlotte Dixon. But I didn't know that.
So you just call her grandma?
I call her Big Nana.
Okay.
Because she's my great-grandma.
Right.
Okay, so that was your mom's mom.
My mom's grandmother.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I was like, wow, you know what I'm saying? So, as I'm up in my 30s and still, I'm like, I don't know my family. I had this whole conversation with my mom just this weekend because I'm in my family reunion. Like, I don't know my family reunion. Because just like him, I'm like, why do I act this way? Why do I have this move? Why do I have this? Why do I act like that? Why do I move like this? And
it's just in you.
It's all about family and who you come from, and the lack of knowledge of knowing your family can turn you.
Did you come from a family, a pretty big family where y'all had the picture books and photo albums and things like that? That's me.
Yeah, on both sides.
And I think the unfortunate thing about modern time is when you go into the new age grandmother's house, you're not going to see those things.
It's all digital at this
because
point.
everything is digital. So you're not going to be like, well, who is that guy? And then somebody could tell you a story about that guy.
Right.
Regardless if it's fictitious, if they over-exaggerate or not, most times it's pretty accurate, And you just don't know. So I used to see pictures, and every holiday they did the same thing. So I already know, going with my grandma, she can bring the picture, go get the picture books out my... And then she had an elite stash. Because, everybody thumbprints and they're going to break that up. She had the elite stash. I asked you when you was a baby. I'm talking about like old playing cards. She had a little thing.
Plastic.
Yeah, I don't crease my corners. And you look at it, pass it around, and she'll tell you the story, and you just listen. It's like, wow, it had a sense of pride to appreciate your grandparents. I don't think youth appreciate elders like that.
They don't appreciate
we have the mentality as a society, like, get them out of the way. They moving too slow. They costing too much money. You know what I'm saying?
They irritating me, telling me all about myself.
But look, I don't think it's...
And they're telling me about a time that predates me, and I don't care about history.
And you should care.
But youth don't care about history.
They don't.
Even if they're in something, they could be into rap, they could be into music, wrestling, whatever. They just care about from the day they started until the moment that they're in it. Yeah. They don't go beyond
family, how does your mother feel about you getting into writing now?
She proud. Yeah, she proud.
Is she still an active writer now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you just wrote your first film, Self?
No, I didn't write Self. People think I wrote Self. I did not write Self.
Okay.
I'm
you just produced it.
No, my film is Safe in the Sunlight.
Safe in the... Okay. No, Self is... Yeah, you're right. Self is the series. Mm-hmm. I got it mixed up. I meant to say your first... I'm going to get my life together. Okay. So but you did just write your first film.
I did. by myself. Like I co-wrote a film called Mixed Emotions Volume 2 on Amazon with a group of us, but Safe in the Sunlight was my first film that I actually wrote on my own.
Right, and you just had your premiere and everything.
Yeah.
Sold out.
Shout
out
before
to a sold out
the trailer
premiere.
came out, right?
Yes.
What is that movie about? Safe in the Sunlight. What is that about?
It's hard to talk about it without giving it away. So starting, basically, I'm gonna give you just a little bit of it. When I had a dream that this old man was training up this young boy, and they were walking through the field, and he was pointing at different areas in this field or whatever, saying, "Look, when you see this over here, that's when they're hunting black men. So this is the area you need to avoid or stay out of when the sun go down." And at that time, I wasn't a history buff. I didn't know sundown towns were real. So it's basically about being home before the sun goes down, or you're subject to being lynched, killed, tortured, or whatever. However, when those tables turn, the teenagers that grow up, they didn't forget what happened to them, and it kind of explodes a little bit.
Okay.
Kind of like now. I am not my grandfather. We not our grandfather.
Pretty much. So those tables, they turn.
Okay. Yes.
And you know, art imitates life, but it becomes a full circle, because as soon as art imitates life, then people recognize the art and imitate the art.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's how music or movies can spark something in people.
Can be very influential.
You know what I'm saying? If there was a movie on a revolutionary Haitian type movie, it'll spark something.
I don't think they're ready for that one.
Nah, that's why they haven't made the movie yet. That's why
movies and music are the best way to actually influence the youth, because if you make it like over the top extra, but you still keep them little messages in there.
Yeah.
That's really the only way you can really reach them and get that history in and get those little lessons in those.
And that was my goal. I got a lot of little nuggets that's in there, because even with Safe in the Sunlight, there's the people that are harming us in my film is the people that we're supposed to trust the most. And that's what's going on even in, society today. So.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so what made you go and start your production company? Like, what made you move to that avenue of it?
Just being pushed. I was riding down the road after I had wrote Safe in the Sunlight. Safe in the Sunlight was just a 5-page script at first. And I said, you know what? I'm going to film it myself. I'm going to take me a film class. I'm going to edit it. And I'm just going to start my own production company. Why not? I could do it. I took photography for a few years. I know it ain't camera, but, I'll be all right. So I'm riding down the road. And I'm like, what am I going to call it? I went through names. I said, White Streak Films. And I looked it up. Literally, you're supposed to be driving in Georgia with your phone, but I'm looking to see if it exists already. And it didn't exist.
And that was it.
It
just hit you riding down the road.
Yep.
Duke, you writing a script anytime soon?
Yeah. Yeah, I actually am.
And we're going to put it on White Streak Film.
I'm always open.
You see, I'm always
Tony, she gets on me a lot about, she's like, Duke, you could do this yourself and this is that. And I realize, I would like to learn under some people that this is their full focus. Mm-hmm. It may be partially focused for me, because my full focus is the entertainment of comedy.
Okay.
And this radio show, things of that nature. So when I look at other aspects, I'm like, man, I only got 24 hours in a day. So if I
just want to say that that's not really what I was going to do.
Well, I'm just saying, I only got 24 hours a day. So let me partner with someone like you that this is your full focus. I can learn something.
Well, I don't even know it all. I'm not going to say I know it all. I got somebody else. I said, instead of me recording it, I got a DP. Instead of me editing I got an editor.
That's my goal with it. I'm not saying do it yourself. I'm saying build a brand around you. Mm-hmm. So like you have it's your production company, so that's your name, your brand, but you have people that work under that. I'm saying don't go and have this great talent that you can use in yourself and put it under somebody else's platform for them to build and them to grow and then have their money. Like, okay, let me build this and then get some people and bring it into my stuff that has the talent that can grow what I have. Not, okay, now, like the show. Like, we're the LITT Netwrk, but, we're the LITT Netwrk on IBNX Radio. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, the LITT Netwrk could be the LITT Netwrk in itself. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Like, build your name, your brand, and allow people to come in and work.
What did we do? We came on the IBNX. right? Until we could position ourselves. So a lot of times it's just being in position to be able to do that.
And learning what you need to learn while you're in that atmosphere that
see
you
what I'm
have to
saying?
be in.
So those trials and errors, or just knowing that you may not, one, have the resources or the knowledge or the combination of both to be able to position yourself to have that. So sometimes it's okay to be on someone else's team.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, look at Kawhi Leonard. You know what I mean? Like, he was playing with Tim Duncan and Parker and legendary people. When they left, it was his. He said, you know what? I think I'll take my talents elsewhere.
Just don't get comfortable.
That's the thing.
Just don't get comfortable.
Keep your vision alive and put the right pieces in place so you can continue to manifest it.
Don't get comfortable.
And when it's time for growth and to skedaddle, it's time to do that.
Yeah. But you'll know.
Sterling
You're
is
gonna
ready.
know.
I think
He's like, put me in, coach.
Yeah, cause like a lot of creators nowadays, they like it's really like the DIY generation, like with everything from fashion.
I think that's me. I'm a DIY.
You know, fashion to anything
That
creative.
that is her. That is her. But you only got so much time.
Yeah, so the
You know what I'm
thing
saying?
that our generation is missing right now is we missing how to carpet. I can't say the word. Hold up.
Compartmentalize.
Yeah, you got it. Yeah, I got tongue tied, bro. My bad. But yeah, that you feel me? Like we can't separate things. Like
I can compartmentalize though.
know what I'm saying? Like with like and then the other thing I'm gonna say is like
But
everybody want to be bosses
Tony likes
too
to do it
nowadays.
all. Like Tony has this thing where I'm gonna do it all, and I'm just like, you know, I understand it. You know what I mean? But I can't do it all. You know what I'm saying? Even in your mental, sometimes you just don't have the mental the capacity to retain.
There's also sometimes where you got some people that it's not necessarily you doing it all, but there's some people that want to help you do it all and motivate you to do it all. And it's like, well, you just need to do this one piece, and somebody else can do it for you. But a lot of stuff can't be done until you at least start. You know, the little flicker, and it's like, okay, once you start the flicker, somebody else can help you with it.
Yeah.
But you as the brain have to at least start the idea, start the thought.
Because if
give
you don't
the yes,
start,
give the no.
There's nowhere to go. You do have to start. That's why I say don't get comfortable. Go where you need to learn and cultivate. Because I'm still learning. I'm still cultivating. I'm not perfect by far. But if I don't know, I'm gonna reach out to somebody that do know. However, I had to be pushed to start my own. So if I wasn't pushed to start my own, I probably wouldn't have done it. It was just like, well, I need to do my own. My husband kept saying, you need to do your own. You need to do your own. You need to write your own. For years, we started writing a whole movie. 2015, and I got to reading that script again less than a month ago. I was like, dang, this is really good.
I should have finished it.
And now I can't get into the laptop for the rest of it. But just start.
Don't you hate that?
I do. I'm gonna take her to the shop. I'm not fan.
Recovery mode.
Right.
Yeah, for real. But
you get them old laptops. You be like, dang, I was doing something great. Doing something great. But you definitely can take them back to the Geek Squad and pull your stuff out.
Get my stuff off the hard drive if I have to.
Hopefully.
We're going to go ahead and take a music break. This seems like a good moment to have a music break. We're going to go ahead and play Ty Dixon, Can We Ride?
Oh, we got time this thing. We lit!
Stand up! Atlanta's home for hip-hop and R&B. Next 100. ATL's Next 100. Poppin'.
Come here, baby. Can we ride through the city? You and I, we fly. It's amazing how we vibe. I got you, you got me, no lie. Come here, baby. Can we ride through the city? You and I, we fly. It's amazing how we vibe. I got you, you got me, no lie. Baby girl, there's something special between us. Mix of sauce and a whole lot of trust. I just wanna make you feel complete. Me and you, now that's a perfect feat. I see the haters and they looking mad. We on top and all about the bag. And can't nobody separate us. We got that ooh, we kinda love. Girl, you know what's up. Every time we roll up, I be on my grind. You never leave my mind.
show you. Impossible what we do. Love is a hustle. Trap, 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 what I do. Come in, baby. Can we ride through the city? You and I, we fly. It's amazing how we vibe. I got you, you got me, no lie. Come in, baby. Can we ride through the city? You and I, we fly. It's amazing how we vibe. I got you, you got me, no lie. You know me and how I move, like the Bulls in '92. Like a smooth track, how we flow. On the break, like a give and go. Kinda crazy all we been through, but then again, that's what we do. I'm impressed by how you move. Losing you, girl, I'd be a fool. Perfect that you are, you the brightest star. These here just straight facts, you know I like that. Yes, your figure tight, purse and body look nice. I get home to you, back it all night. Come in, baby, can we ride through the city? You and I, we fly. It's amazing how we vibe. I got you, you got me, no lie. Come in, baby, can we ride through the city? You and I, we fly. It's amazing how we vibe. I got you, you got me, no lie. I just wanna roll, baby, let's go. I just wanna roll, baby, let's go. I just wanna roll, baby, let's go. I just wanna roll. Come here, baby, can we ride through the city? You and I, we fly. It's amazing how we vibe. I got you, you got me, no lie. Come here, baby, can we ride through the city? You and I, we fly. It's amazing how we vibe. I got you, you got me, no lie.
Atlanta's home for hip hop and R&B. ATL's Next 100.
TL's Next 100, and we are back with Latrice Nicole,
On the LITT Network.
actress, writer, film producer, director.
All right. Now help us understand a little something for those who are a little slow. All right. We know what an actress is. What does a producer do?
Put the funds up.
Okay.
Executive producer put the most funds up. Producer, kind of like it's like a chain of command.
Okay.
Basically like the bank.
So
like a bank loan.
That's the financial backing to the movie.
Executive is primarily most of the backing. However, the producer can come in and make decisions as well as put some financial backing with it.
Okay. The director is actually on the set directing the movie, things like that.
That's my future goals in life, y'all. I'm about to be a
director
director
just
up in
sits
here.
in the chair.
Well, I'm saying, what is the job of the director? Because, like, I was thinking the director kind of gives the editors,
gives
you know what I'm
direction.
saying, what to do. Like, but the editors kind of are their own little beast from what I've seen in a way.
Well, you got your director and you got your assistant director. Your assistant director is the one that's supposed to be giving the coaching to the actors to tell them what the director wants or what the director sees. The director is supposed to literally just watch it, make sure it is what it is, and then move on. Cut. You know, all that.
So the director's the one that's sitting behind the scenes watching this, like a movie when they watching the screen.
Like the doctor that come out and just grab the baby and him to the nurse and going back.
Right, but
baby look good.
I think my confusion comes at the post. So after everything is shot, like what happens creatively after that? So like after the actors go home, yeah, like what does the director, the assistant
that
director,
editing is so important, man. I've seen some
like art creation, music, like executive producer, like what are their jobs doing the post production? Because I'm an engineer, so I'm trying to get into that realm of like mixing movies and mixing sound for movies, making music for movies. So
a sound that's more like a score. You will be looking for music and trying to fit music where it will go within the scene. for the mood.
No, I'm saying like the hierarchy of the movie. So like say.
But you said you wanted to mix music. I was telling the difference. That's a score.
Oh yeah,
for
yeah.
Sound, and then you got your editor. Your editor works with like the director or the writer. Well, being that you as somebody independent, you kind of be like a little bit of everything except the editor, unless I learn how to edit, which that is my goal.
So for me understanding, so the director is the person you're saying sit in the chair. Hey, this is the writer has wrote the script. I've read the script, and this is how I feel the flow should go for the script. I'm gonna tell my assistant to go ahead and tell y'all what y'all need to do. Mm-hmm. So now we done filmed the movie, everything is done. Now we're gonna send it over to editing. The editing is working with the writer because the writer has the full vision of how they want it to make sure that the flow of the script is going to portray onto the film the way it's supposed to go.
Sometimes the writer's story when it's done is not the same story when it's time to edit. So the editor's job is to make the movie make sense, even if it don't make complete sense on paper. So there's some scenes that might be out of sequence for the writer, but if the editor sees, well, this should go here because it makes more sense or it helps the story, further along, then the editor would make that decision and then run it by the director. And so,
that's why I like watching director's cuts. I remember watching the director's cut of Belly, and Hype Williams was talking about the scene where the lovemaking scene, when Nas and Tion, Sincere was, he was like, he really wanted to focus on the love and the passion of Nas's character. But he said the editor was like, nah, that's DMX part.
he wanted all of that.
He was like, nah, we gotta have that. You know what I'm saying? And he was like, when he got it back, he loved the movie. He's like, he just wasn't feeling that because Hype wanted to show black love. Mm-hmm. He didn't want to show raunchy nothing. You know what I'm saying? But the editor was like, no, this is what they need. And then DMX was hot, at the time, and his second, third album or something like that. And he was like, nah, this is it. Yeah. And he said, after the movie got put out, when he did the screening, that's all the ladies was talking about. Even the fellas like, hell yeah, cuz, but when he was next with, and you know what I'm saying?
Everybody was in love with DMX.
You feel what I'm saying? So cats wanted to be him, women wanted to be with him, and he was like, he had to accept it. Yeah. It's kind of like what Todd Dixon said, the guy who we just listened to. He's like, when he does a song, he sent it out to his people, and they're like, nah, we gotta focus on this vision in the song and what we trying to, paint the picture in this. Like, you gotta shorten this up or take this verse out. And he was like, damn, I really love this. But you gotta listen to the people and be receptive to the critiques of the people.
And that was my question. It's like in a movie or in a film, it's so many creative directions that people can go because it's always a team of people, and every person in that team is a creative in their own way, and they can take the movie in their own creative direction. So my question was like, who's the head honcho that basically says no, this is not going in the movie? Or yes, this is, and I'm thinking that's probably the executive producer, because that's the person
with
that,
the money.
Yeah, basically, yeah. All right.
I'm not paying for that.
Yeah,
so and
even sometimes it comes down to your distribution. If you have somebody that's putting the money up to put it on different platforms, they may say, I don't want this actress, I don't want that actor, I don't want this scene, that makes no sense. So they can go in and make changes too.
But usually,
if you're selling your product to them, they can go in and make those changes.
But usually, is it the executive producer like the liaison to the distribution company, or is that not always the case?
Sometimes it just depends on who you're dealing with.
Okay.
Because even with mine, it'll probably if I decide to go with distribution, I'll be the one making that decision. It just depends on
the company setup. Okay.
And how many people you have employed in that company.
What is the pros and cons to staying independent versus getting investors?
The money. You can get good money if you decide to go with investors. However, investors want money back, and you still might not have no money. But if you stay independent, it's still yours. At the end of the day, when they pull it up, it's still your name behind it, and then maybe somebody will recognize you for who you are and not try to take what you have away.
So, what do you feel most comfortable with, independent or gaining investors?
I don't mind the independent part, but I'm open to investors as well. But I'm open to investors that's not wanting to, that's not wanting to take away my vision.
Yeah, I think as time progresses, I think we get more into that, allowing creators, because I see with a lot of people becoming content creators, and it's just bubbling real hard. There's so many people that's so-called comedians on social media now. Right. Not particularly stand-up comedians, but more comedic actors. Right. And looking at what Master P did with music, and I always kind of parallel comedy and entertainment like music, you know, because it hit the same. A movie hits you just like a song. You remember a line in the movie just like a lyric in a song. There's things like that, and it's showing you we're in the independent hustle now, you know, and it's major, and there's some good quality movies that has come out that was independent, like what's that one they did that was at the Sundance Film Festival some years back? Oh man, it was like they shot it in like India or something.
Okay.
Was it Life of Pi?
Oh yeah, I knew that's what you were talking about.
Life of Pi. I watched it, and it was all about a kid on a raft.
And you watched the whole thing.
From a circus, and a tiger's at the bottom of the boat.
Yep.
And his dynamic with the tiger, Richard Parker, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, just the dynamic between the little Indian kid and the tiger, how the tiger needed him, but they needed each other. And it shows the dynamic between just two energies that's supposed to not work, figuring it out, overcoming the hurdle. And that was an independent movement. That's Slumdog Millionaire. Remember Slumdog Millionaire? You remember Slumdog Millionaire? Remember that?
It was like the big Indonesian movie or something, and then we won a lot of American awards and stuff.
It was a good movie. It was really a good movie, and it was super low budget.
Wow.
And they shot the movie, and it was good, and they was like, yo, we picking this up. We making it major.
I think that's the thing about nowadays, but that's with any kind of art that's being created. It's like there's no... Beforehand, it was a paywall that you had to go through. So like with music, you had to go to... spend thousands of dollars on studio time to just get a record. Then you had to spend thousands on promotion. Or like with movies, you had to spend thousands on cameras. You had to have crews, makeup artists, all that, right? You could get makeup artists. Everybody's, not everybody, but there's a lot of MUAs available right now. You see what I'm saying? Like everything is low. Like you don't need a big budget. So that paywall not there no more.
So with you and Safe in the Sunlight, where can people watch Safe in the Sunlight? Because you just had your movie premiere, you got your trailer out. What if somebody's like, oh, what is that? I want to see it. Where can we watch
I haven't released it yet because I'm going to put it in the film festivals first.
Okay.
And I know a lot of time with the film festival circuit, it can't be seen publicly, but it can be seen privately. So
like
I don't
private
want
screenings.
I don't want to ruin the chances of winning the Oscars or winning the awards that my actors deserve. Or losing the opportunity.
Hey, it's crazy. I didn't know that.
Come with the money.
I didn't know what you just said. That's new to me. Did you know that?
I didn't know it. Like it stands in my mind, but I've heard somebody say it. When someone says something like, "Oh yeah, I can remember."
I never heard that before. I didn't know that. That's good
Not
to know.
all of them. Like you can submit to some, and it's been out and everybody's seen it. However, usually the ones that have
they want that exclusivity type of vibe. Okay.
Yep. So I'm gonna wait until I go through and submit to the film festivals that I search and find.
Are you planning on doing another screening of it?
I don't know. They were asking for it, but I don't know if I'll do it again. No, because I kind of want to just get it to the film festivals.
Look, you missed it. Oh,
well. Did.
Give it that exclusivity. You should have caught it when you put out the next thing.
Is it full? Is it full length? Is it full length feature
it's a full feature.
So
I'm all about exclusive.
No, actually, a full feature started at 40. I think I made it from about 50.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So 50 minutes, I want to say it was.
That's cool. Are you in the film?
Yeah, unfortunately. No, not unfortunately. I'm just
no,
kidding.
you are
I
amazing.
did everything. No, I did everything I could to not be in it because I was like, no, I just need to just play my role back here because I was doing so many different things. And then I was like, okay, I got this one thing. And one girl that I had booked to play my nurse, she had to go out of town because her dad got sick. And I was like, well, it's me. All right, let me put my scrubs on. And then my daughter finally said that last minute, Mom, I want to be in. I said, well, come on, you can be my nurse with me. So we kind of like
did a dual nurse,
a doctor and a nurse thing. So yeah, so I am in it. Not for a long time. Even my boys, all my kids are in it actually.
I will say that your talent to me is phenomenal.
Oh,
especially like when I did the screening. I went to the screening at Miami. What is that? Club Miami.
Oh, so yeah, it was.
Was it Club Miami? Is that club the Young Jocks?
No, South Beach.
South Beach.
Club South Beach. Young Jocks Club.
Is it his club?
National? It was. I don't know if it is anymore.
But either way, so your scene is still
just putting their names on.
Yeah, I was like, I don't think he owns that club.
They just let people take the name and be like, just pay me for my name.
Yeah, I don't think he owns that club because even when we was there, since I was doing the red carpet, there was another guy that was in the back office. They said he was the owner. So
those guys just put their name on. They probably get like a small percentage just because. But if you say this is T.I.'s club, they be like, oh, boy, I'm at T.I.'s club. Right, just like the Trap Museum. Like for instance, what she was saying, everybody come in town, they want to do vacation shit. Like first thing, I come up in traps. I'm not paying nobody to go look at a makeshift trap.
And it's not, I went to the trap museum, okay?
Never
and
been there.
Like
don't need to see it.
It's like paper stuff, like, what I'm saying, like pictures. I was like, I went because
that and the pink.
My
the
brother's
pink
wife. My brother's wife wanted to go. They came in town and they was like, "Hey, let's go." One, they paid $40 a person. One, because it's $20 to get in, and they didn't want to wait in that long around the corner line, so it's $20 to skip the line. I was like, "Y'all paid $40."
So they planned it just like the club.
$40 to get in, and it take the place is super small, and it's all like arts and craft. Like it's an arts and craft museum to me.
But I'm gonna tell you what I'm noticing in today's time, right? I'm noticing that there's a lot of people that probably haven't really experienced hood life.
And they want to see it.
Yeah. And when they listen to rap, they listen to a Pooh Shiesty, they listen to a Fuziano, they listen to these, then they go to the Pink Trap House, they go, it's a wow factor. Like, wow, so this is what niggas be, damn. And when I used to have cousins to come to the hood, they'd be like, bruh, y'all tripping. I love coming. I'm like, nigga, I can't wait to get out of here.
Yeah, like I want to.
Like, what are y'all talking about? I can't wait to get out of here.
I've never wanted to live in the hood.
You know what I'm saying?
Never had that been an excitement.
But they over glorify it and make it seem like it's such a great thing. And it's really, when you listen to trap, it's exactly what it is. It was orchestrated and designed for you to not get out of there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Y'all. So I have a lit conversation for y'all. And it's stemming from what I told y'all earlier, to hold y'all thoughts about what y'all had going on about the entitlement of children and all that good great stuff. And since you're a mom, right? Sterling's the only one that don't have kids.
That he know about. That we know about.
I'm just saying.
I'm team stepdad.
Oh, girl in Alabama that he gave that $350 for, she ain't use it for what she said.
$350.
Oh, not the face.
I'm saying.
Hit it with that big Draco for $3.
I'm finna say you hit it with the.
So you saying if a chick call you say she pregnant, you just gonna have a kid, or you gonna pay the cost?
He gonna have a kid because he want to be a daddy. He gonna have a kid. He want to be a daddy.
Listen, I got trust issues, and I'm living in a messed up generation.
He gonna have a kid.
So I'm going to get tested first.
Well, first thing, you shouldn't be dealing with women that you feel like that about.
Bro, everybody. I feel like that about everybody. So it ain't like, you know what I'm saying? Might as well not have dealings. Nah,
you need to do better.
Nah, bro, it's my generation.
She called him back. She called him after about 6 weeks.
Bro,
and say, "Oh my God, Sterling, I missed my period."
Dude, you gotta.
And he's like, "Wait a minute, I'm going to get checked."
At 6 weeks?
I was wondering why my shaft was itching.
Listen, bro. I'm dealing with a whole bunch of. I'm living in a generation full of Pooh Shiesties and city girls.
So out of 5 women that you have intercourse with,
everybody is not that.
Out of 5 women that you have intercourse with, Sterling.
Everybody.
Have you ever heard Jasmine Sullivan? She said, "You gonna turn me into a hoe." Every girl in my generation feels like that, bro.
I don't feel like every girl. Like you being extreme right now.
So my question is, if you had intercourse in a month with 5 of them, how many times did you use protection?
I don't. Listen to me.
No.
He's like, I don't.
Listen to me. No. Let me explain.
If I never had a sitcom for levels, that's the only time I use protection.
I don't have. Listen. I don't have sex with multiple girls within. You feel me?
Within what? 2 days?
No, within weeks of each other. Like
so once. Yeah,
it'd be like 3-4 weeks. Like if I
so once a month you hitting a raw.
No, if I'm hitting you, I'm like you feel me? Like it ain't no once.
So
okay, I said 5 in a month.
No, listen,
That's too much for you.
He said once a month. He said a couple of weeks. Once a month. It's like people
I'm saying I don't switch girls. Like you feel me?
I don't care what you do. Are you using condoms?
No, I hate condoms.
That's why he said, "I'm going to get checked."
I'm going to get checked.
You should either say, "We should go get checked, love." I think we should go get checked because I'm out here slinging raw dick.
I'm not, but listen, I'm not because if I'm fucking, I'm smashing her. You see what I'm saying? Like,
for
I'm not
3 weeks and then somebody else.
So what you talking about getting tested as in testing to see if that was your baby tested?
Yeah.
Not in 6 weeks. That means
You can't get tested at 6 weeks. She just found out. She's not even in her first trimester.
So that means again to my original comment, they're having the baby.
They're having the baby.
Yeah.
He's not giving no 350. They're having the baby, and
Yeah,
then when the baby
not
comes,
abortion. No, I'm against abortion.
well, see that was the whole initial
that
question.
was the question. Are you paying the $350 for? Because I think that's around.
But see, you gotta think,
abortion
bro. I'm
costs.
coming from Alabama. You can't even get abortions done no more.
It is definitely illegal in Alabama, but she's
Like,
coming
bro,
to
that
Georgia
shit's
because
so out of the
she's
question.
coming
But all
to
you gotta
Georgia
do-
because you live in
but listen,
Georgia.
all you got to do is just cross the county lines from Alabama to Louisiana,
It's not
Alabama
that
to
simple.
Mississippi.
I was
not
like,
that simple.
no. First of all, she's
It's not
coming to
that simple.
Georgia because he
Alabama to
live in
Georgia.
Georgia.
Well, first thing is you're in music, right? And you're a radio engineer. So in her mind, like we said earlier, you live in Atlanta. You got money. You understand? She's gonna take the
Hey,
Kaya approach.
I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I'm being a single father. I don't even want all that.
Okay, listen.
Somebody said
anyway,
he is damaged.
Well, I am
Toxicity.
listen.
very. I'm toxic.
Toxicity.
Very toxic. I am. I ain't gonna lie.
If they continually watch the show, they will see how far gone he is.
I am. I'm all the way out there. It
So
don't
back to
matter.
my, if
No
I
more
can
saying
gather
it.
my life and get back to my question, because Sterling is the topic on his own. We need a whole show,
Yeah,
2
he's
hours
scary.
of just
He need
Sterling.
counseling though,
No.
and several hugs.
The question is, with celebrities throwing over the top parties for their kids with $1 million budgets for 2 and 3 year olds, do we, or people rather, the non-celebs, are they doing too much to keep up, and is it affecting our kids in a big way? Because our children are supposed to be our future. So are we wrecking our children with the 2 and 3 and 4 and $5 million budgets parties, and then
Not
non-celebrities?
blue collar people. Go ahead, answer the question because we need to hear what you're saying. This is your interview.
So are we wrecking?
Are we ruining our kids with the over-the-top parties when they're just 2 and 3 and 1 and
I don't think you're
5?
I don't think you're ruining your kids. I mean, if that's your business, that's your world. You want to go and spend all that money on, you could invest that money so they can make some more money. But you want to put all that in the trash can, that's your business. So I guess if you say ruining the kids when they grow up and they feel like, no, at 2 I had a pony, and when I get 16 I want a Porsche or a Lamborghini, then you did that. But I mean, that's your business.
Okay.
Well, when I was a kid, I used to want a horse, and my dad never bought it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You know what I'm saying? I got a horse though.
It hurt your feelings.
But
bro?
it
did.
pushed you to get your own horse.
Yeah. I'm going to do my own thing anyway. The things that I wanted, my parents just like either they didn't see the significance in getting it, or they just didn't want to get it for whatever the reason was. And it's okay to tell your children no.
It is.
You know what I'm saying? I think it's not okay to continue to tell them no, and if they're
No,
quality
you can crush
kids,
their dreams.
if they're quality kids and they're trying to, because most kids want to make you happy, right?
Right.
Most times, and if they're trying to make you happy, they're trying to keep their room clean, they're trying to do right in school, listen to your aunties and uncles and whatever,
Right.
and do right. Then why not get them some things? You see what I'm saying?
But that's not a 2 or 3 year old.
But to overly, just like for instance, when I see people give a child a watch, like for what? They don't even understand time. It
Shout
doesn't
out
make
to
sense.
Culture because she just got her. What was the brand of watch that they just got her? The Bull. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna look it up. Go ahead.
So baby just got a watch?
Yeah, baby Culture. She just got this super over the top expensive.
Well, what they do is they know that when they make a move, the sheep are going to follow.
Yeah.
So they are the shepherds. You know what I'm saying? And the sheep are going to follow through and buy the products, and they get these. That's why they gift celebrity shit.
But do y'all
'Cause
think
they know
they
you're
breed?
gonna follow.
Do y'all think they breed entitlement though?
Of course it does.
Cause like my people, like some of my people, I'm around a lot of kids.
No, bro, it definitely does. Because if
Like-
you start dating a chick and their parents did that, she's gonna say you're not a good dude because you're not willing to do what my parents did.
Yeah, because Steve
And
Harvey
that's
said something like
and
that
that's
about
that's not
Lori
fair
Harvey.
to the guy.
So I definitely agree with that. I believe that
Wow.
there's a lot of parents, and sometimes the dad, because sometimes dads come into the situation like, I want to give my daughter the world, I want to give her everything, and I think
grow
that
up to be a brat.
right, and she grows up like you owe me this. You owe me that, and you owe me this. Not saying that she shouldn't have it, because you should definitely, give your daughter the love and affection that you feel she deserves. But sometimes that guilty complex of either not being in the home or not being there enough or whatever, it overdoes it. And I say that because of me, because I had a dad that wasn't in the home. And he would spoil me gifts
Overcompensate.
and everything,
Yeah.
and then gifts becomes my love language. So
It does.
now when I meet a man or if I meet somebody in life, I have to battle with understanding like if they're not giving me nothing, they don't love me, they don't care about me because my dad gave me everything, and that's the way he showed me how he loved me. So that's
but
how my
that's
first
your
man
love
loved me.
language at that point. So it's up to the man that you're with to learn your love language.
Let me ask you a
Even
question
if
though.
it doesn't have to be an expensive gift, it might just be.
It definitely doesn't have to be
something
expensive.
simple like, baby, I went and got your favorite piece of candy, and that's a gift. Baby, you love to chew this ice. I went and got you a bag of this ice, and that's a gift. So you just have to learn that other person's
Right.
love language.
Well, exactly. But I'm saying for me, I had to learn how
That you
to
wasn't
My love
entitled.
how to
language is
understand
changing.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, my love language is changing.
How
Go
to
ahead.
understand
I was finna say, Tony, don't you? But that concept that you just explained, wouldn't that be like the explanation on why the celebrities throw such a big lavish party for their kids? Because most of the time they out trying to get the money,
Making up for it.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like when they do get a chance to actually spend some time with their kid, they gonna make it over the top, so their kid can really have a memory about it. Because half the time they with somebody else. Because moms and dad, they out there trying to make that money so the kid can live lavish like that.
Yeah.
But it's a fine balance. You gotta
point.
find a good balance. I know I do some things for my daughter. Sometimes it's just over top. But like if I'm like I got the money, I got $25. She wants this toy.
I mean, treat.
You know, I'm like, why not? But then you have to just kind of scale it back and be like, okay, well, now you got to really look. Honestly, everything is an earned thing, right? So you just giving somebody something, and then you got to ask yourself, what did they earn? How did they earn this? And if you look at it, and they didn't earn it. Now you're building something in them where they know that I could just do the bare minimum amongst my parents, and I'm going to get the maximum from my parents. That is the problem. That's like somebody going to work and not really working.
And still getting paid.
And still getting paid, and they're working next to you. And the supervisor's on your ass about doing every little thing. You're like, man, this don't do nothing.
Or that's like going to work at the end of the week
It could build
to
something
celebrate working throughout the whole week. You see what I'm saying? But you ain't really accomplished nothing. You know what I'm saying? You just went to work and did everyday thing. You ain't accomplished no real goal. You just...
Yeah.
So the watch that I was talking about for baby culture is a Richard Mille.
Richard Mille. Yeah.
Richard Mille plane.
And I was like, she's 3.
Yeah, she don't need no watch.
She 3. It probably don't even fit her waist.
Now.
But when she can't tell time.
But what I was told, a Rolex at any age that you receive it is a great investment piece.
Richard Mille is 10 times better than a Rolex.
Right. So if
it's
a
an investment
Rolex,
piece?
so if a Rolex is, I know people that take their Rolexes, quality jewelry, put it in safe deposit boxes. So if they get on hard time, they always got this $10,000 Rolex.
Okay.
That watch is literally worth more than
Rolex,
people's houses out
at
here.
5, you know what I'm saying? And
like-
that's just that. Just imagine if you had jewelry and it came up to $20,000.
Right.
And you might wear it here and there, but you're like, I know if I ever got on hard times, in this worst case scenario, I got $20,000 I'm working with right now. So sometimes it's that.
Because it's only going to
But
go up.
that's a
right?
$200,000
It's like
watch.
Yeah, well, most quality things like the quality
If you
polo,
keep
the
it-
classic, it doesn't lose its value because it's such a classic piece.
Right.
These new things, we don't know if they're classic yet. They don't have enough time behind them.
Even if
to
it
know
lose
people
value,
wanna want
bro,
that.
it's like $350,000. So
Right.
if it loses value, it's
but
gonna
this
go
is
to
the thing
like
though. When you look at the
$250.
watches that's all begecked out,
Yeah, they
once
lose
once
value.
they take that watch and bust it down,
Yeah, once you put diamonds in, it lose all its value.
you know what I'm saying? But see, because you lose the class in it. It's like when you get a car and you put rims on it.
You make you
You
make it
lose the
custom.
class in it. Yeah, aftermarket we like it, but the people who are nostalgic people for that car being classically what it is. That's why they sell classic cars the way that it is.
It's not a
with the
collector's
stock
item.
rims and all that. They
Right.
wanted the classic value, so
Yeah.
you lose that. You see what I'm saying? But you bust that watch down and you can get all that back and sell it. So it just depends on who you're selling it to. You know what I'm saying? But a little kid with a watch, it seems extreme, but
So we're going to say it's in the safety deposit box.
let's just give them the benefit of the doubt.
I hope so. That's a house on the.
But you
Yeah,
know that's
that's
what you
for
gotta
their
do.
first house. That's what it's for their first house. When she get old enough, that's what she's supposed to use to go buy the house.
She could.
Well, hopefully they probably already bought her a house.
They probably
I
did.
feel like they probably have several houses.
I hope so.
And
got a
she
house
was
on
the
the
only
list.
child, but now she's about to have a sibling, so they can kind of divvy that up.
I mean, look at what
Figure that out.
look at what Jay-Z and Beyonce doing with their kid. Look what DJ Khaled doing with his son. What DJ Khaled do with his son is super dope. You know what I'm saying? Like when I saw that, I was like, you know what? When I do my first comedy album, I'm gonna give the credit to my child. That's dope.
for sure.
Didn't know nothing about
Can
that.
I get some credit?
Depends on that.
Can I get some credit?
Right. But I'm just saying, just think about that. You know, you got 3 boys, and you did your first 3 movies. You be like, shit, I can, whatever it makes over the course of time, this is them. I just feel like we just got to be at that space. We got to be getting our kids stocks and understanding the new way of what the next 15 years is going to be. We're probably going to get to paperless money.
Yeah.
We're probably going to get to the virtual currency.
Yeah.
Ain't no problem.
You know what I'm saying?
Already here.
Okay,
It's just gonna get bigger.
It's
5 years. It ain't no more.
I mean, well, you just don't know if the Bitcoin or the Dogecoin, that's going to be it, or you don't know if that's going to fade.
Right.
It might not be Bitcoin, it might not be Dogecoin, but it's going to be a crypto.
I'm pretty sure the government is already trying to figure out how they could transition their physical paper into some type of virtual currency.
Of course.
Just like the people, like for instance, hemp, and not hemp, but the marijuana industry. A lot of CBD. A lot of Anheuser's and all those people are making sister companies and investing in it. They're not investing in it under Budweiser name because it has a certain name that's with a certain image. And they don't want to taint the image. So they just creating little companies under it and investing in marijuana and CBD.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because they understand people smoke and drink. And if we already have a company, we make and bottle beverages, adult beverages, why not have an adult consumable and do the same? You see what I'm saying? So we just going into a different phase of things. And we will have a female president.
We will.
She's going to be LGBT though.
You think so?
I can see that. She's gonna have like a Wanda Sykes type of vibe.
She is. She's gonna be super dope. She's probably gonna be, but just think about it. If she's gonna be LGBT, she's gonna be woman, and she's probably gonna be Hispanic or something of foreign nature.
I don't know about Hispanic.
I see Hispanic.
I feel like she's gonna be like half
Afro
Asian.
Latina or something.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Afro Latina,
Okay,
half
maybe
Asian.
that.
She's gonna be very super smart, you know. But she's going to pretty much.
The reason I say
corral.
part Asian is because of Kamala Harris. Like I feel like they're gonna try to move that type of way, especially you know with the Stop Asian Hate and you know what I'm saying.
I feel like if Michelle Obama was to run, she would win.
I don't think so.
I think she would win, but she doesn't want that stress.
Well,
I think she would win.
She's not trying to lose her hair.
So.
She's not trying to lose her hair. She ain't trying to run no front.
She's like, right. She's like, I look good. I look great.
And I don't blame her.
I ain't got no frown lines.
Barack in 8 years, that guy's hair went from deep black to silver. It's stressful. I mean,
but
it's
I'm just
stressful.
saying, like, the reason why I would say I don't think Michelle will win because like the smear campaign that they're gonna throw against her is gonna be like.
What are they smearing?
You really can't smear nothing.
You can't. But this
you couldn't smell Barack. You couldn't smear it.
Listen, bro. In Trump supporters' eyes, they already smeared, bro.
But the thing
So
is,
it's like,
Trump supporters are they're a group, but she has our color group. She has the other side color group.
Women,
she has the LGBT.
and
The LGBT can shut
LGBT
everything
community.
down all together by themselves.
And she has all of Beyonce.
Yeah, really.
She had the whole Beyonce. And all she got to do is say, I love Beyonce. She going to have an opening. Beyonce going to open that thing
and
for
she
her.
does love Beyonce.
That's going to kill
She's
it
a
right
Beyonce
there.
fan already.
Listen,
So-
sometimes popularity wins, bro.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
And she's a very popular person.
You know what I'm saying? Sometimes popularity wins. Like the kid in school, you're like, why that nigga so popular?
The only reason
You know
Trump
why?
won because he was the most popular
Trump was more
out
popular.
of the two.
Well, that and the fact that he overworked Hillary.
Yeah,
He put his son over here. His daughter was over there. His daughter's husband was over there. His son's girlfriend was over. Like he was in so many places, and Hillary was just like, I gotta go here. Then I'm going. Did you ever see Bill talking on behalf of Hillary?
No. But you know he couldn't because he got caught on with the.
It don't matter, but it don't matter. You never seen Bill as a full
His own
representation.
entity going over there.
As a full representation.
He
of her.
would say a little something here and there, obviously.
But Trump outworked her,
He was
bro.
definitely not saying, "No, I'm over here in Ohio and she over here in Texas, and we both talking this campaign."
You see what I'm saying? Like Trump, I'm watching. I'm like, yes, he's saying wild shit, but his work ethic, people don't give him his just due. His work ethic is crazy. And he got people that like, yo, I'm rocking with you.
That PR.
You know what I'm saying? He know how to shock value.
People forget PR is important.
It ain't important. It's the most valuable thing. Like,
Yeah.
What are you other than your public? What the public perceive you as?
I mean, think about everything
Like,
that he
what
did.
are you?
If you take Barack and say, you know what, I'm gonna put that on Barack. Barack is grabbing women by the genitals. You know, Barack is saying, you know, his wife has nude pictures of, you know, Michelle was at Freaknik somewhere. Like, you know what I'm saying? If you saw Michelle at Freaknik, they would murder him.
But
not physically, but it would kill his image.
Yeah.
And he wouldn't be able to go nowhere. But guess what?
We already see
a quality black man is only equal in their eyes to an ain't shit white guy.
Yeah.
And Trump is an ain't shit guy in so many ways, but then in a lot of ways, business-wise, he's solid.
Yeah.
And people love him.
That's
for
what
business.
really got him. It was the business side.
You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like some people gonna come in and they want to talk about, you know, like Al Gore, global warming, and you know, and that's important. You got some people that don't care nothing. You got some people don't care nothing about that. Cause how much money can we get? How many people I can get to work? You know what I'm saying? Get them off their ass. If I can get people off their ass, then they ain't gotta ask me for nothing. If they can feel like they're quality citizens and they're thriving in the world, I don't gotta pay them and have the tax people pay them. They could just pay themselves by being innovative. That's what Trump was at. He was like, nah, man, I don't want our businesses going overseas. I want my business to be right here.
See, and it sounds good, but you know, like Trump a scam artist, so it's like it always sound good.
Well, I mean, that's the finesse game.
Yeah, that's the finesse.
Moving the story back to you, just a little bit. If you could give anybody or give the people advice about the industry as a whole, acting, film, production, all of that as a whole, if you could give them advice about any of that, what would you tell the people?
Believe in yourself first. Because if you don't believe in yourself first, ain't nobody else gonna believe you. I don't care what if you're acting, if you're directing, if you just simply sitting in the corner holding the light. You hold that light to the best of your ability. You make sure they get the best shot they can get. But believe in yourself first.
Okay.
I go ahead.
No, go ahead and say your part because this is kind of closing it up.
Okay. Well, what you said, I definitely amen that. You know what I'm saying? I feel like in my life, that's all that I've ever had. And just being able to believe in that vision. You know, and I think I got that, something similar to that hanging up on my wall with he who could see the invisible can do the impossible.
Yeah.
And I've always been able to have some internal vision. You know what I mean? At every level of my life, I've been able to have that internal vision. Like, nah, I don't have to accept this. And as a young person, you're like, you're accepting what your parents laid out for you. And you're like,
no, you can create your own
project, you know, hood, you know, like, nah, I don't want that. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go over here where I'm seeing black prominence and I'm seeing people lift each other up and I'm seeing people hoist each other to victory and they're amongst winners and it don't sound like bragging as much and it sounds like, oh, you doing what you're supposed to be doing. How can I help you get to the next level?
And that's what we need more of. We need more people to help people get to the next level. It's too many crabs in the bucket trying to pull people down. It's enough room. It's enough everything out here for everybody to eat off of. If we just grab each other and help and just kind of push each other up, we can all get there.
But that's why I said earlier about I don't have to go and create my own just yet. When I can learn from somebody who's already doing it, have that vision.
But while you're learning, eventually you'll do your own.
Oh no, I'm transcripting.
Yeah.
You know, I'm taking my notes so I can know how to do my own thing. You know what I'm saying? But I gotta learn from somebody that's a step or two ahead of where I am.
Yeah.
We both in college, but you're in your senior year.
Right.
You see what I'm
saying?
Take
all the lessons you need to take.
So.
Yeah.
Just to piggyback off that.
We don't eat swine, bro. Piggyback.
Aw. But yeah, I feel like where y'all coming from with that, I just also feel like everybody can't be bosses.
It's
that makes sense.
Talking.
No, it ain't. It's like some people don't really. Some people are made to not to
follow.
say made. Yeah, it's like everybody can't be leaders, bro. Everybody can't be. Some people
gotta have
follow.
a chief and you gotta have some Indians.
You know what I'm saying? And everybody
in order to
can't,
build a tribe.
You see what I'm saying? And everybody can't be the
but
chief
you know what?
all the time.
Every man in the household who may be the breadwinner, they don't govern and run their household. I grew up around where women governed the household. Men made good money because they had the skill sets to do it, but they didn't. They don't know how to pay bills. And I'm not saying every man is that way. And I'm not saying every woman can govern the household well, because we can see that's not the truth.
Right.
But growing up from what I've seen, that's why I had a certain amount of respect for women. Never disrespectful. I just feel like a lot of times women don't understand their power, and they have a lot of power.
They do.
You know what I'm saying? And if they understood the power, a lot of things could change. Men have been running the world for a very long time. But that's because women always felt powerless.
Oh, but when she realized that power is there.
But guess what happens? Instead of saying, let me harness woman and femininity, it's like, nah, let me be like men.
No. Well, some.
You feel, but that's the trendy thing. Let me just be like men. Let me smoke cigars. Let me hang out at the strip club. You know, like that. Just be a powerful woman.
Yeah.
When I found out that Spike Lee did that Chirac movie based off of what happened in Africa when the tribes was warring, and the women said, "We just gonna stop having sex with y'all until y'all figure this out." Them niggas stopped
They got together.
in like 2 seasons. Like 2 seasons passed. Spring, summer. By the winter, them they're like, nah. I need some winter cutting. We not gonna beef no more.
Yeah.
We gonna figure this out. And that's the power in woman. You know, boys don't put deodorant on till they like girls.
Yeah.
A girl been beating her face since she was 5. She been preparing for this moment. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's the power in women, man. And the women are awesome. You know what I'm saying?
Well, we thank you.
Yeah, for real. Women are dope.
So, while we wait for your movie and everything to come out, where can we follow you, keep up with the other, while we wait for Safe in the Sunlight?
And what festival?
And
I'm probably gonna do like 10 of them.
You gonna do 10?
we're gonna follow your Instagram. If you got a website, if you got other little things that we can plug into to keep up with you, what are they, so we can know when we can watch it live? Unless you want to give me an exclusive private screening of myself, he can come too, I guess.
Okay.
And
have to talk about it. We do that. So yes, Latrice Nicole is my Instagram. That's YES Latrice is with an E, LATRECE Nicole. Yes, Latrice Nicole. And yes is because it's my yes season forever.
Okay.
And then for Safe in the Sunlight, it's literally Safe in the Sunlight, but there's an underscore in between each word. Safe underscore in underscore the sunlight. But you can get that through my main page as well.
Okay. Do you have a website or anything like that?
Nope, I didn't do a website or anything.
Okay.
I didn't even do a Facebook page for Safe in the Sunlight. I promoted it on my page, and I created
And she's
a page.
sold out, y'all. Y'all better follow Yes Latrice Nicole, because she got some
I
great
definitely
things
would like
coming.
to see the screening of it. If you do another screening, let us know.
I will. It's dope. It's really dope.
I like independent movies, man.
It's shot so well.
Yeah, I like independent movies. It gets me so excited because I
got to meet one of your lead male actors on the poster when he came and picked up the banner.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I was like, wait a minute, that face is your face.
Yeah,
that's your face.
That's what's up. I have some dope actors and actresses. They were all really dope. They did a phenomenal job.
So let me ask you before we close out, how do you know how to pay people at this level?
Because honestly, I couldn't pay them what they were worth. Okay. I just paid them what my budget would allow me to pay them.
And it's up to them to accept
and
or decline.
Yeah, and it's up to them to accept it. A lot of people will come on just because they know who you are and they don't expect to be paid. But when you pay them, and it's just another added bonus. It may not be much, but my goal is if we do this film festival, maybe we might get a big deal to do, because I have more to come for Safe in the Sunlight. I want to dig into the stories of each character to explain why they are the way they are or who they are. So I want to dig back into their history. So if they come and they say, we want more, we want to see what else is to offer, and they come and the money is right and I can take care of my people, I'm going to take care of my people.
That's dope. That's dope. See that, Tony? You got to pay people.
Okay.
Because we were talking earlier. She was like, nah, I would have did it. I was like, nah, we got to pay.
I have this thing or whatever if you're with someone, like say you and your husband, y'all are working together. I have this thing where I don't necessarily need to, if we're together, we're a couple, we're a unit, I don't necessarily need to be paid because the payment is building my foundation. Mm-hmm. And I believe wholeheartedly in team. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And I feel sometimes when it comes like, okay, well, I'm paying you, the team gets lost in, you're just my assistant. You're just doing my work. Mm. And in business and personal, you have to find that perfect balance because you can ruin one or the other if you don't pay attention to the team and the greater goal that you're doing. So I don't want to lose the team aspect of it on I'm paying you, so just whatever. Or I love you so much and I want to do it. I want to find that perfect balance, and I don't need to be paid if the goal is to build the foundation.
Now, I will say this to kind of,
and I feel kind of what she's saying, but I also feel I gotta
pay
you because people are too casual when you're not paying them.
Well, not even just that. But
I don't like the casualness in when I'm not paying you. I don't like the casual.
But that don't mean they're gonna do any more just because you're paying them. However, if
part is true.
if it's a team and your team and you cutting the check, you getting the check and you getting the check. If you look at it from a business side, you can both do a lot more when it comes to business, because at this point you got your Schedule C, you got your Schedule C.
I see that only if the product or project that we're doing is making money. But if you're taking money out of your regular scheduled program to pay me, and we're not making money from the actual thing, like you could pay me from the project,
right?
But don't take it out your groceries, out your bills, no. Like if your
both
project is not making
together,
your project is not making money, you don't have to pay me because I'm going to build it because I care and I want us to grow. Now, when the project makes money, let's divvy out some
money, right? I got you there.
Me as a barber, when I go to my man and get my haircut, I pay him.
Okay.
I don't have to, but I'm gonna pay him.
But he provided you a service.
Right, and just like if
but you're not. The goal is like you're not in love. You're not dating your barber.
I get it, but that's that again. That's the difference. This is me in the love space. This is me in the business space. I'm asking you for business. I'm not asking them. I don't talk about love and none of that. We're doing business. So I want you to be fully focused on this business and get this shit done. And let's get it done. And let's have that conversation. I don't like to mix the lines.
So you want to separate it?
Because we mix the lines, and in the business space, you want to be emotional. And then it's just, I don't know what it is. It's just one big blur of something.
That makes sense.
And I don't like that. Like I like to define, okay, this is business. Let's get this done. And most times when you pay somebody, they have a different sense of urgency. It still may lack a little bit, but versus somebody that's totally doing it for free. They know they're doing it for free. They know there ain't no money behind it. They're going to move different.
That's true. That's true with all people. That's true.
They're going to move different, man. You ain't even paying me. Even a kid.
Unless it's a passion.
I was gonna say it just depends on the people, but I can see all sides.
Yeah,
but
you gotta find a happy medium.
And I try not to try to figure out someone. I just try to have a blanket. Okay, this if I'm gonna do business with you. Hey, this is how I like to get this done. Like when I get comedians come on and whatever, it was just casual. It's cool. It's an open mic.
Right.
But if I book you, don't handle this like no open mic.
No, you need to come and.
Because I'm paying you to present yourself on a whole nother level. Yeah. So if you handle it like that, I'm like, now we gotta have a conversation.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, what are you doing? And this is that, whatever. You know what I'm saying?
That's why I think contracts are so important. That where there are no blurred and no confused lines, because what is here on this paper is what I expect of you.
Yep.
It's not I didn't understand what you were saying. It's right.
But even if you put it in contract,
that's why people go to court, because
but the contract just binds you to the court.
Yeah, they're gonna still get convoluted.
Even if you put it in contract, or if you have a verbal commitment or understanding, if somebody's paying you. They paying you. They want it to be a professional, as best as you could professionally give it to me.
Yep.
If they're not paying you, then it could be a laziness. It could be I'm gonna cut the grass, but I'm not gonna edge it. No, not I'm paying you edge it.
I did that for free.
It's kind of like you get what you got.
You charged me.
A beggar can't be choosy.
I paid you $150 to give me my $150 worth of service.
But if it's free, you could give me $66 worth.
Right.
But talk it up to $150, but only give me $62 worth, and I gotta accept that.
Yeah.
And I don't want to accept the end product if you've already given me the commercial and the hype of it being better than that. And you really not giving me the ideal because you know you're not getting paid.
Yeah.
And that's always the energy sometimes. I'm like, even if it's an intimate person I'm dealing with this with, or if it's somebody in this business, if we're going to shift to this business, let's just try to do the business. You know what I'm saying?
Money talking. What else won't?
Exactly. And make friends. Everything else make friends and lovers. But business is this business. So I just, let's try to just handle business.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. This has been a great show. We've talked about it a lot. Once again, thank you everybody who is listening, whether you're listening on the radio, if you're watching our YouTube, if you're watching Facebook. We definitely appreciate you if we come up on our 3-year in August. Thank y'all for tuning in. Shout out to LITT Nicole for coming in and telling us her aspect and what she has going on. I hope y'all stay in tune with her. And remember, today, tomorrow, and always, stay living in today's time because
we lit! But to that point, right? And I'm
It's lit. It's lit. Yeah. Yeah. Hey. Yeah, it's lit. It's lit. It's lit. And like it ain't lit. LITT. LITT. And like it ain't lit. Yeah, it's lit. It's lit. It's lit. It's lit. And like it ain't lit. LITT. LITT. And like it ain't lit. Yeah, we lit. Yeah, we lit. Yeah, we lit. Yeah, we lit. Yeah, yeah we lit, 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 it's lit. Cut the radio up, grab the phone when the live on. This the latest station in the nation, get your mind blown. Monday from 9/11, causing hectic 9/11. You ain't heard about from word of mouth. Come here, let me tell you. Got Tony on the mic, good celebrity at ATL, and we got Duke plus my dog Omar as well. It's a lituation every time you cut the station on. It's the LITT Netwrk here, but we taking off.